Welcome to the Deadlifts and Pizza podcast, where we discuss no BS fitness and nutrition.
We're your hosts. I'm Laura.
And I'm Jamie.
Let's get into it. So it's been like 4 weeks
since we podcasted.
Yeah. I feel like this might be a little, I don't know, I'm going to be a little rusty. Although it was really funny the last, episode, we recorded 2 in the one day. And, we were talking about, we've been doing it for a year and how much better we're getting at it. And it was like the episode where I just like my mind went blank and I was just awful. And I'm like, I can't
Did you listen to it?
I think so.
I don't remember. I had to listen to it because I had a couple people like message me and be like, that was hilarious. That was the most fun podcast to listen to. I was like, yeah.
Oh, the newest episode, right?
So the one where we were arguing.
At least you edited that one, so you don't hear all of the arguing.
You should hear the unedited version, which if you listen to the one that I posted without any editing, like 2 episodes before that.
That's the one I'm talking about. That's the one where I'm like, and I'm talking and I'm like just mumbling and then just saying stuff like trying to get to what I'm trying to say and there's nothing there. So eventually I'm like, your turn.
Oh my gosh. I felt so embarrassed that I posted that because I went back and I was like, what was it? Like I think I literally just cut the beginning and the end and I didn't check the middle at all.
Yeah.
And it was
it wasn't good.
Oh, hold on. Oh, hold on.
Yeah. And I was like, we've been doing this for a year. We're so good at this.
We're so good. Transition, guys.
So how's your new house? How's all of that?
It's good. So I can't really complain because it's all good change, but it's like my brain is just, I can't process and handle things. And it's all good. I'm handling and processing the things that are happening that are right in front of me, like house and puppies and kids and travel. And oh my God, we have no furniture and now we have to sleep in this house and it's all fine and it's great. But everything else is like not. So I feel like I'm finally to the point. It was yesterday. We had some of our stuff arrive and I put some food in the pantry. I put some dishes in like the, where they go in the cabinets. I cleaned up the floor. There's not just like boxes everywhere. And I'm like, okay, breathe. All right. Schedule 1 step at a time. It's like I literally have a schedule to follow today. I'm like, okay. So it's coming together.
That's good.
But it always knocks me on my ass way more than I expect it to every time.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're moving across the world.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No, I don't do well with, I don't do well with transitions. And I also don't do well with like, when there's too many, like I can't organize all of the things. And if there's just this thing and then this thing and this thing and this thing, I can't, I like shut down. Like I can't handle it.
Well,
so
the thing
I'm glad Wayne is
the
better.
thing that shuts down is me with anything else I have to do other than those things.
Yeah.
I can handle everything. I can't handle anything else.
But that's the way you have to do it so that you can handle those things. Because otherwise it's just too much. And you'll be like.
And then we made the decision 2 days after we landed in Texas from South Korea to get 2 puppies.
Oh, yeah.
So that was funny. And it's fine. It's great. I kind of like the chaos of having them along with us for everything, but it's just, it adds to everything, because then we're in our house that's an Airbnb for like a week. And then we drove to El Paso 8 hours with 2 puppies and we had them at my mother-in-law's house. And then one of them got roundworm. And then she also got kennel cough that turned into bronchitis. So she was on antibiotics.
Why didn't you just like wait a couple weeks? Why were you like, we need to do this right now?
Because I can't. Laura, I've been on the shelter website every day for the past 2 years, every day looking at the intake of these dogs. And to be honest, I wasn't planning, and it always goes this way. I wasn't planning to get dogs, but literally the day that we landed, my daughter was like, can we go to the ACS, Animal Control Center or whatever? And I was like, no, you're ridiculous. We have other things to do. So then the next day she's like, can we go to the ACS? And I was like, well, why not? It's 10 minutes up the road. We're just going to look, right? Just look. You know what I told my husband to get him on board to go? And this is how I know he actually, because he's usually very like, if he's no on something, he's like no on something. Mm-hmm. But I told him, I was like, okay, this actually makes sense. We're going to go, we're going to look, because the reality is we need to get used to the feeling of walking out without like getting a dog. Like we need to meet dogs and walk away and go multiple times and almost get immune to the feeling of saying no, you know, and walking out. That way we can really find the right one, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was going to be perfect. I told my husband, I was like, you know, this is actually probably good practice for us. Let's just get used to going. We'll go like a
smart.
Yeah. Really smart, right? This little puppy looked at me and I was done. My husband and my son were off in another aisle, like saying hello to the dogs. And my daughter and I found this one and we just took her out of her kennel because you can just take the dogs out if you want. There's like, you know, whatever. So I took her out and I just like rounded the corner holding this puppy and he just looked at me and I could just tell like the look in his eye. He was like, we're going home with the dog. But the fact that he came and the fact that like, I could tell that he kind of wanted him too, actually. Like when he's like kind of like, he'll act like, oh, well, I don't know if this is a good idea. I'm like, you would have put your foot down by now if you're done too. Yeah. So anyway, once we got her though, because our plan was we're either going to get puppies and we'll get 2 at the same time so they can like grow up together and we can train them together, or we'll get an older dog, but we'll get one. We'll still get 2, but we'll get 1 at a time. We'll train one, and then we'll make sure that the personality of them. So once we had 1 puppy, we're like, well, now we got to get a second puppy. And so then it was like, let's go find another puppy, and we did, and now we have 2 puppies. So
no, they have friends. They're friends.
Yeah, but it's also hard because there's other things. They play together, which is great, but everything else is twice as hard.
Oh yeah, well having 2. When we had 2, I was like, I don't ever want 2 again. I like 1 better. Yeah.
Really? I kind of like having 2 because it's not all on, like they play with each other. Like a whole hour, 2-hour activity can be them playing with each other.
I feel that way with kids. Like, don't you feel like when you have like 1, that's part of the reason I had another one. It turns out my kids don't play with each other. And I'm like, well, that didn't work.
You're just going to have another one.
No. I'm old now.
Yeah.
No, not happening. 37. So by the time I had one, like if I was like I'd be 38 years old. All right. So I have I wrote stuff down like you told me to. And some of it, I went back and I looked and I was like, I don't remember what that means, but it eventually triggered. But I don't know if I'm going to remember in detail everything, but it's just a hodgepodge of stuff. There's not going to be a lot of, you know, a lot of them are very unrelated because it was just random thoughts that came to my brain. Or that's what this episode should be called. All right, so the first thing on here, do you know what our most streamed and download episode is? Do you look at that at all?
Oh, I thought I knew it. Laura Goes Off.
It is, which is really funny because
I knew
it'd be funny because normally like all of the top downloaded and streamed episodes are old ones, right? Probably because they've been there longer, so they've had more time for people to find them. And when we first started, I think we shared it with more people. More people were like, you know, like when something is new, whatever. Which this is the only one that isn't like a new one, and it's way, way up there.
It's
and I just think
it's the title. I'm telling you, it's the algorithm.
Probably is. I just think it's really funny. But I also wanted to I just see like your armpit now. It was better than what I saw earlier. I wanted to thank all of our listeners because I feel like we didn't do that last time.
Oh, you're right.
Because I really appreciate like everybody who listens and everybody who comments and rates and reviews and all of those things. Like every single one of them matter to me, partly because we're so small, I think, but also just it's funny because like I'll write emails, right? And I don't expect anybody to actually care what I have to say. And when I actually get a very high open rate, and I'm like, I can't believe this many people want to hear what I have to say. And that's how I feel about the podcast. Like I don't know. I appreciate all of you. I'm sure you do too.
Oh, 100%. It's one of those things where I feel like too, the more people you have that actually do want to hear what you have to say or listen or value like your input, it's actually for me, the more I realize how much each individual person matters. Because you've heard about it's something about like the like you're connected to every single person by no more than 7 people in the world. Have you heard that before? And so I just think about
7 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yes, exactly.
Or whatever it was. Yeah.
But just the impact that one single person can have, and on not just like business or whatever, but like on your life and how that can trickle and how all of the connections that you can make. I feel like the more people that I meet and talk to, and the more my business grows and the more friends I make, the more I realize how much those individual connections matter, like how impactful those and in business, but in life, those each individual one, how impactful that can be.
Yeah, definitely.
And I appreciate it so much. Like I would much rather too speak to only 30 people, but each of those 30 people, like you're having an impact and they're having an impact on you, than have like 1 million followers, but you don't know any of those people, or
me too.
Yeah,
definitely.
I always 100%. Love the tight knit community. So yeah, 100% agreed.
Yeah, if you ever join like certain weightlifting communities or something, when there's too many people in there, it doesn't feel like a community. It just feels like it's just like any other Facebook group where it's annoying, where people are just complaining. And this person, I don't know, I find them so annoying.
Not to say we don't want millions of people listening to this podcast.
No.
However,
no, there are some communities that are still very positive, even when they have a lot of people. It must be the people, who I think our community would still be happy.
I don't know. People. Actually, I don't think I want millions of people listening to this podcast.
No, I think when you do, you have to be more careful what you say.
And you open yourself up to so much judgment.
Yeah.
I you know what? I would rather. I want enough people listening that our business can grow and our connections can grow and our the help that we can provide people can grow. But I would, if I could like have this perfect scenario, I would love for it not to grow too big, honestly, because I want to know people's names. I want people to feel like they know us. I want to have those connections, and I don't want to open up to so much judgment. I just want to change lives without like everything else that it can come with if you go too big. I'm not trying to be like famous or an influencer. I just want to impact people and meet people and have connections.
Me too. That balance, the balance. You want enough people where you're making a difference, but not so big where it's like, oh, this is annoying now.
Exactly.
So now they're judging me because I said, I don't know.
Yeah. Anything.
Oh, she eats pizza.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
You don't use a clicker with your recall training. Let me tell you all the reasons why I'm a dog expert.
And you're stupid. How could you?
Which, if anybody's listening and wants to tell me about it, would love to hear it. But
you
should die for liking Velveeta. Right.
Yeah, you should die for remember that?
Can't believe your husband hasn't divorced you yet because you put Velveeta on your burger.
That's why I hate social media. I don't think podcasts are that bad like that. Social media, though, I don't want my stuff to go viral. I don't want it.
You know why? Jordan Syatt put it really well, because in podcasts, there's so much nuance and there's so much personality, and you need the nuance and the personality for people to feel like they don't need to attack you over everything you say. Whereas with social media, you need to say strong, short, quick statements that open yourself up for judgment.
And that's why I don't like it, because I don't like to talk without nuance. I can't. No.
Your reels will be 5 minutes long.
I know. I don't want attention that way. I don't like that kind of attention. I
remember I have this very clear memory sitting with my dad watching a commercial when I was a kid, and I wasn't even really paying attention, but he goes, "You see that?" And he's like pointing to the commercial. "You see that?" I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "They're lying to you." And I'm like, "What do you mean they're lying?" And he's like, they're making this up to get you to buy their product. And I was like, you mean it doesn't? And he was obviously exaggerating, but it gave me the impression that these people were just like completely BSing on the commercial. And I remember going to bed that night and planning out my own commercial in my head. And I was like, I'm going to stand on a white background, so there's going to be no influence at all. And whatever my product is that I'm going to promote, I'm going to be like, this is why I think it's great, but it's totally your choice. You don't have to buy it. There's other products that are really awesome too. So if you want mine, great. And if you don't, that's okay too. And like, that's going to be my commercial.
That's so funny. That's exactly how I am, though. That's literally how I talk.
I know. I struggled with that for a while, because it was like, I actually hired mentors that I told that story to, and they were like, oh, that makes a lot of sense now. Cause I'm like, no, those trainers are awesome too, but also I'm pretty good. But also if you don't like me, that's fine. And sometimes I'm wrong.
Yeah. Right though, but
you can't do that on social media.
That would make me more likely want to hire you, honestly. That would draw me to you more than if you're like, no, I'm the best. Those people suck. Like I would be like, okay.
Well, there's a balance. I've learned that there's definitely a balance.
Yeah, you also shouldn't be like, yeah, no, they're probably better than I am.
Yeah.
Over there.
I'm actually really brand new at this. I've only been doing it like for 5 or 6 years. Meanwhile, there's a person that's doing it for 6 months that's like making millions of dollars because they're making people believe and they've never even worked with somebody in person. Yeah.
But they've ruined it for people like us who are, because now people don't trust us.
We're too good. I'm just kidding.
We're too exceptional at what we do.
Too elite.
Okay, next topic.
Yep.
Okay, this kind of goes along with the first thing I said, actually. So it does kind of transition, because the episode that I was talking about, that's our number one episode, is the one where I am going off about Stacy Sims and all of that stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
Have you seen, like, I know you sent me some stuff, but I've seen so many people.
So much is coming out now.
Going at her now.
Were we the first?
About, I think I was the first.
It was you.
It was me. I started it. No, I'm seeing so much stuff. Even Sohee Lee, I saw, like, posted something.
Wow.
Yeah. And it wasn't like saying her name directly, but she was talking about her. Mm-hmm. Like, 'cause she was talking about fasting before your workouts, mm-hmm. type of, and yeah. And there's all these like really smart people that I trust saying things about how what she's saying isn't true, and she uses
rat studies.
They're not even on women. Like, it's
maybe
like, okay,
female rats, Laura.
Do you think female rats are closer to female humans than male humans? Is it like so stupid?
Female rats are more like female humans than male humans are like female humans.
Yeah, that's basically what she's saying, which is not true. So I just thought that was really funny because of my, elite intuition, mm-hmm. I was able to decode all of that way ahead of time and realize, that she was, whatever. And I'm not saying she's a horrible person. Like I said, I don't know. But, I'm just brilliant, and I know what I'm talking about. And that's why you should listen to this podcast.
You should.
Because you heard it here first.
Yeah. Everybody that's listening should totally be listening to our podcast.
Continue listening. Share it with your friends.
Yes, do that.
But yeah, I just thought that was funny because I'm like, wow, people are going at her now. But that's exactly like what we were talking about before. Like, once you actually become like more popular, now people are going to come at you.
Yep. And once you open your mouth and start making strong claims.
Yep.
Even if your claims are accurate, actually, now.
Yeah, there are people that will come at you even when you're correct.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to capitalize off of your success. Okay. All right. Next topic.
Hit me.
Okay. I have a question for you.
Ooh.
Okay. So when I go to the strength level website, which is the website that tells you, how much weight you need to lift to be in certain categories.
Is this another elite, Laura is elite conversation?
No. No. But it tells you how much weight you should be able to lift to be in each like category. So like novice, beginner, intermediate, advanced, elite, right? And it's based on your weight and your gender.
Right.
Right? So if I go to deadlift, for example, and I weigh 125 pounds, the amount of weight I need to lift is less for me to be considered advanced compared to if I weighed 150 pounds. Are we
going back to this conversation that we had about...
We are, because I'm trying to explain it in a way that maybe you will understand.
Okay.
So if I weigh more, mm-hmm. I should be able to deadlift more weight.
Yes.
Correct? If I weigh more, I should be able to squat more weight.
Yes.
Right. If I weigh more, I should be able to bench more weight.
And if you weigh more, you should be able to pull
up
weight.
More weight.
All right.
Correct. Why do you think that one is different than the rest of them? Why is that one different?
So what Laura's asking is, I asked her, was it the last podcast? Because it was the arguing
we
one.
were arguing.
Yeah. If I should get extra credit points for how many pull-ups I could do since I weigh more than you.
But with every other lift, if you weigh more, you're supposed to be able to lift more.
For some reason, it just makes sense in my brain.
I know why. I know why it makes sense.
And it's not because I want a crutch, you jerk face.
That is why. It's the only one. It's the only one where you don't have an advantage. That's why.
No, that's not why. It's something about the fact that it's just pure reps. Something about it.
Yeah, but if you were going to deadlift 100, so like it's the same thing. So if I'm going to figure out my 1 rep max, and so you should be able to, I'm just making up numbers. Like maybe you would have to deadlift 150 pounds for 10 reps, where I would have to deadlift 145 pounds for 10 reps to get that 1 rep max that would be showing. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I know this logically.
And the other thing is like, okay, it does make sense if you, Jaime, were like 200 pounds and you were your body fat percentage is like way up here, whereas your and my body fat percentage is probably very close, right?
So what I would like to know is how many pull-ups or chin-ups each of us would have to do in order to make us equal in strength in pull-ups or chin-ups. What is the difference in the actual number of reps? You know what I mean?
So like, okay, to be the exact number.
Yeah, like if I do 7, it's equal to you doing 10.
Okay, so so how much do you weigh? Or how much, your weight's all over the place.
I was weighing in at 129.2 because that was part of the conversation too, is when did I start? I don't know what I weigh now. I don't have a scale. It's definitely more than that.
We'll say 130.
It's probably that's fine.
So let's say you did 10 reps. Mm-hmm. All right. So that means your 1 rep max would be 173.29 would be an estimate. Okay.
That's weight.
So yeah, but that's how you would figure out how many I would need to do to be equated to that.
Okay.
So remember that 173.29 I said, right? So for me, I weigh, my weight also goes all over the place. We're going to say, I'm like 124 right now. So we'll say 124 times, let's see what 11 gets me. 169, so it's not that. 24 times, I know there's probably a reverse equation I could do to figure this out better. Yeah, I would probably have to, it doesn't matter. I'm not doing it.
Chat GPT.
No, that would take me longer than figuring this out.
I'm going to try.
So I would need to do 12 reps to equal 12 reps would beat your 10 reps weight-wise.
12. So then isn't that what I was saying though?
That's what you're saying, but that is incorrect because that gives you a 1 rep max where our 1 rep max are the same. But if I was going to deadlift or bench or anything else, my 1 rep max would need to be lower than your 1 rep max because I weigh less than you.
But if you did 12 pull-ups and I did 10, we would be equal.
Equal in 1 rep max number. But I need to do less or I need to do the same amount because I weigh less. Just like everything else.
My brain
I don't know why your brain can't. I don't know why your brain can't compute this.
Yeah, because if there's multiple cats in my yard. This house came with like 5 cats. It's a good thing, right? They chase away things.
But yeah, you won't have any mice or
easy pizza
moles or.
All right. If we both deadlift 150 pounds, if we both deadlift 300 pounds,
okay,
your 300 pounds is way more impressive because you're lighter.
Yeah.
So in order, but if I deadlift then 310 pounds, I haven't beat you. because I weigh more.
So if we do the same amount of pull-ups, you haven't beat me because you weigh more.
Right. Did I just agree with you? Or am I going to agree with myself?
I think so.
I don't know what's happening. If we do the same amount of pull-ups, no, if I do 11 and you do 10.
You beat me.
If we both do 10, I still beat you.
No, because no, yes. We tied.
No, because you weigh less.
It doesn't matter. No. Oh my God. Like, you people, like the people listening. You people listening. Can you like slap her in the face for me? Like, I hope other people listening can track this logic.
Are you talking about yourself in third person? Slap her in the face? You're talking about yourself in third person? It's a little weird.
Yeah, I want them to slap me in the face. No, you.
But you're the wrong
slap you in the face. How? My logic tracks. Yours does not. Like I said, it would be different if you wait.
Okay. All right. We're both going back to the internet. Hold on. Let me do my own research.
No, I'm going to go right to the strength level website.
5.
Which is probably not fully correct, because the people who are doing this probably aren't, like, it's not, like, okay, if our body fat percentages were different, so like if you weighed, or if your body fat percentage is like 28 and mine was like 22, then it probably would make a difference, right? But ours are close. If anything, you're probably leaner than I am.
So if we both do 10 pull-ups, I'm stronger, right?
Absolute strength. Yes.
But what are we competing in?
But things aren't done in absolute strength. It's always relative strength. Like your deadlift is relative strength. Like you're figuring out how much weight you can lift relative to your body weight. If you're doing pull-ups, it's how much pull-ups you could do relative to your body weight. The body weight, the thing is you're not adding any weight. So the relative part is already there. Like it's in your body weight is there already. You don't have to do anything else. Does that make sense?
Yeah. All of a sudden it clicked. Yeah.
Okay.
So in absolute strength, which is like
absolute strength, you'd be stronger.
The total like force output.
Yes.
That's what
relative strength.
Relative to that's what I was thinking in absolute strength, and that makes sense.
Okay, so that's all I had to say? That's how I had to explain it in a way that your brain would understand? Because you wouldn't do absolute strength. Like and it was funny because the example you gave me was like your friend who could deadlift, and you were like, well, when I was comparing my weight to what he could do, you were like, I couldn't squat as much as him, but I was closer in squatting and blah blah blah, because you were like, because it's relative and blah blah. Like, yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
You don't remember that?
Of course I remember.
Okay, so like the example you gave me, I'm like, you're kind of making my point. If you want me to do 12 for your 10, I can do it if you need me to. You know, I will still, like I said, I will still
relative to your weight.
I would still beat you. It doesn't matter. Right. Yeah, I will.
Yeah, no, it all makes sense now. You're right.
Okay. All right.
It's something about it's something about lifting weight versus the weight's already decided and you're doing reps. There's some kind of flip that happens there. And in my mind, I could not compute.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
be back next week where we continue talking about all of our fun topics. All right. Peace out. See you next week.
Bye.